Nvidia might have a new competitor in the public market as they just filed for an IPO. Also, Nvidia just received another bullish sentiment from analysts talking about being bullish. If you really are bullish on Nvidia, you need to make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe button and check out my free Substack link below. All jokes aside, in today's episode, we will do the following. First, take a closer look at this Nvidia competition. Then we're going to take a closer look at that bullish analyst. And finally, there are a lot of other AI news that I want to cover that Nvidia investors should know. So let's get started.
I want to thank The Motley Fool for sponsoring this video, and check out fool.com/Jose for the 10 best stocks to buy now. With that link, you get a promotional offer for the subscription service. Now, let's continue with today's episode.
All right, so a big topic that came out after the market closed today is that there is a chip maker known as Cerebras that is filing for IPO to take on Nvidia. Now, this is going to be interesting because many are calling it a rival, but a rival, maybe if Nvidia was a T-Rex and this chip company was more of a chicken, then that's where the rival would be, in my opinion. As we're going to see, this is a company that in the first 6 months of 2024 has made $136 million in sales. Right, I'm pretty sure Nvidia makes more money in that in some random product that no one knows about, right? So again, I'm not trying to discredit this chip maker. We're gonna look at. I might do an episode later on this week on this chip maker and maybe do a deep dive. But I wouldn't really compare it to Nvidia right now, and really wouldn't say it's a true competition. It's definitely a nice player in the AI chip space. And again, we'll probably learn more in the upcoming days as I will do a deep dive later this week. Now, what we know right now is this is expected to trade under the ticker CBRS under the NASDAQ. One of the biggest selling point is this is the world's fastest inference chip, 20 times faster than GPUs at 1/5 the cost. And remember, as we've talked about AI market and inference workloads and all different types of AI workloads, we know that the great thing about NVIDIA chips are that they are very versatile in variety of workloads. It's not just inference, it's training and everything else in between. So this is the main selling point, and we can see recently this company has announced a lot of different solutions for the AI market. But like I mentioned earlier on, this is a very small player. So we still don't have a listing on the price or valuations, but Bloomberg has reported that the company hopes to raise somewhere around $750 million to $1 billion in the IPO at a valuation of $8 billion. So again, $8 billion versus a $3 trillion market cap. I think the vast excitement for this is many people are going to want to buy into the stock, as this could be seen as the next big thing in the AI market and can definitely balloon the overall valuation at the beginning. Now, the company is not profitable right now, but it is experiencing some rapid growth. Based on this article, we can see that from 2022 to 2023, its sales more than tripled to $787 million by the end of 2023. Now the momentum continues here in 2024, and in just the first 6 months, it has almost doubled from their full year of 2023. So we can see that this company is definitely experiencing strong growth. One thing to keep in mind of is it is noted by the New York Times that 87% of their first half revenue was based from a UAE-based AI company, G42. We've actually heard about G42 before. I believe this is a company that's going to be buying a lot of NVIDIA chips as well. So if you go to the SEC website, you will be able to find their Form S-1 filing. And this is where you will find all the information about the company, where they kind of explain what they do, where they explain their business, their competitors, what they are able to provide, who are some of their customers, and some of their risk. So like I mentioned, later to this week, I will be dropping a deep dive on this company. I'm also working on Vertiv, the power, a company that deals with power solutions and liquid cooling solutions for the server market. So there's a lot on my plate right now. So let me know which one you guys want to come out first, the Cerebras or the Vertiv deep dive in the upcoming days. I definitely would like to hear your thoughts on the comments below. The final thing I want to talk about with this IPO is it does seem like other investors include OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. So we know that Sam Altman really wants to push into the kind of the AI chip space. And this might be one way that he's trying to enter it. So we can see that it definitely is going to get a lot of attention, not only because of the market, but also because of the type of investors it's attracting. So usually IPOs like this, I want to say, are going to probably balloon pretty much in the short term of things. But just because the stock price balloons doesn't mean the company deserves that valuation. That's something that maybe we'll find out later on after earnings, after doing more of a deep dive. But just want to share my overall thoughts on the IPO process right now. Staying here with Nvidia, we do have an analyst, Mizuho Asia Hardware and Semiconductor Analysts, have raised their 2025 forecast for Nvidia's AI GPUs, anticipating stronger than expected growth driven by expanded production capacity. Remember, Nvidia's solutions right now are more supply constrained than demand constrained. Based on this analyst, they are seeing huge improvements in the supply chain, that they adjusted their total 2025 AI GPU shipments by 8 to 10% higher than its previous estimates that they made in July of 2024. So one thing that they are expecting is Nvidia to ship somewhere between 6.5 to 7 million units in 2025. And these are broken down into two segments. This is 3 million units are coming from CoWoS S GPUs. That's like the H100 and some of the weaker versions of the Blackwell models. Now, the bigger portion of this company's total shipments is actually going to come from CoWoS L solutions, and those are the chips that are focused more on like the GB200 platform. So we can see 2025, while it is going to be very strong for the Grace Blackwell chip, it seems like they're still going to have plenty of demand next year for the Hopper and for their lower tier Blackwell platforms as well. So overall, I think this is very bullish. I would have wanted to see more of kind of a price target change if they had any, but overall for 2025, this company maintains a very bullish stand, and very similar to what we've heard all around the map, right? Where people are just investing more and more in data centers, and companies are investing more in data centers, and the power growth in these data centers are increasing as we're going from a few hundred megawatts to 800 megawatts to eventually gigawatts to eventually 5 gigawatt data center systems. So it's definitely a very interesting time for the AI accelerator market. So definitely a great time, as we saw, for companies like Cerebras to IPO overall, because we are in this bullish trend. Before we go any further, I do want to offer a free ebook and $10 off on my upcoming ebook. For those that are not familiar, I do have an earnings quarterly ebook where I cover a lot in a lot of semiconductor companies. Right now, if you use my code YouTubeQ3, when you purchase my latest edition of quarter 3 earnings ebook, you will get quarter 2 for free and $10 off. So make sure to check that out at moresemiinvesting.com. For those not familiar, if you buy the book now, every week or so, I will update the book with new earnings as they come out throughout this upcoming quarter 3 earnings. Now, the first kind of AI news that I have here outside of Nvidia is SoftBank is expected to invest $500 million in OpenAI. We've heard that OpenAI is kind of going through a new funding round. We've also heard reports that Apple is no longer expected to invest based on people familiar with the news. But we can see again, SoftBank, a company that owns ARM, a company that is really focused in the AI space, is trying to get more and more exposure to the AI market. So that's pretty interesting. The second thing is I have heard a lot of reports here, and I've seen it a lot on Twitter, where there's been kind of fear mongering about this important material that's coming out from North Carolina. Unfortunately, there's been a kind of weather storm that really impacted the people there. I hope everyone's being safe. But right now there's kind of discussions that this material there is going to cause a huge problem for the semiconductor space. A person that I respect very much in the semiconductor market, Semi-Analysis, kind of mentioned that, hey, look, based on his knowledge, he doesn't believe that this is going to be a big impact to the semiconductor space. As quick, too long, don't read. there's a lot of excess inventory for this material for those that need it. So if you're kind of seeing this and kind of seeing fear mongering about it, from what I understand right now, it seems like it's not necessarily a big deal. Now, the final thing is tomorrow on October 1st, Nvidia CEO will join Vast Data CEO at a keynote event. And I think this is pretty interesting. For those not familiar with Vast, Vast is kind of like a data platform. So I'm personally going to listen to this event, and it's about a 12-hour event. It's completely free, and they're going to talk about different solutions and different kind of companies like Vast Data, companies like Nvidia, like CoreWeave, and others in this AI space. So I want to learn more obviously about the AI market, and I tend to go listen to these events to learn more and increase my overall knowledge. What I thought was pretty interesting is the overall title here is Groundbreaking New Technology Announcement from Vast with Nvidia. So it seems like, at least for the Vast and the AI data platform market, is going to be some pretty interesting product. Obviously, we can definitely get some nice gems from Jensen during this keynote, where maybe he might mention some companies we should take a closer eye on. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Take care, have a good day, and see you next time.